Broadcasting live from an Airstream somewhere in Tornado Alley, bringing you the people, places, and stories from the Panhandle to the Red River. This is your Only in Oklahoma show.
And welcome to the show. Today we're discussing Country Bird Bakery in Tulsa, and later on we're going to tell you how you can win a free trip from the Oklahoma Department of Tourism. I'm Brett.
And I am Harley.
So we had a wonderful meal. We broke bread together, just a couple of dudes.
We didn't break bread, we broke ribs.
We did, well, there was some bread involved. You broke, actually...
The bread comes at the end of the meal.
It does.
At Ken's.
It comes at the end, and the ribs come at the beginning.
Yes.
I know we've talked about this place before. Dang good food.
It is dang good food.
And Thursday night, it was freaking packed. You know, it was nuts.
Well, they're only open 3 days a week. So.
That's true. You know, and here shortly, we're going to talk about another business who lines them up out the door. But, you know, I'm not somebody that typically, we talked about it while we were waiting in line to be seated. I'm not typically someone that goes out for steak. And I don't know if it's, I think you adapt to what your partner, your wife, your girlfriend, your boyfriend, what they're into. And, you know, my household's not a steak lover household. I don't particularly, it's not something I seek out. But I'll tell you what, if you want a pretty good piece of steak, there's very few people that do it quite like Ken's and Amber.
Yeah, it's a unique
experience.
It is. It's a unicorn.
Yeah, but we had a delicious meal, and we're fattened and ready for the slaughter.
Yeah, I'm like not very far away from just going to sleep. A little food coma for me.
Well, and the problem is like it's 25 minutes from where we are. So there's not a lot of letting the food kind of ruminate, you know. And then we had to come back and record, and so now it's going to be Insomniac podcast attack is what it's going to be.
Yeah, I'm gonna try to stay awake all the way through the show. Hopefully that translates to our listeners making it all the way to the end of the show.
Absolutely.
But the place we're talking about today, so you know when you go to a place, a restaurant, and there's a line out the door,
yes,
that you're in for something special.
And when you think of places like that, you think of the type of restaurants when you think of lines out the door. It's not usually a bakery, is it?
No, I'm gonna say this is unique. So the Country Bird Bakery, it kind of feels like you're at like a secret club.
Right.
Here's the way I look at it like this. This is like the skull and bones of buns and scones.
Yeah. You know, and I've heard about this place because I'd heard some whispering that people are like, I wonder what goods Country Bird's going to have on Friday. Like, I wasn't trying to jump in on the conversation. They're like, I don't know, last time it was such and such. Like, but they were saying it almost like you said, like we're waiting for I wonder what the Beanie Baby's going to, you know, it's like the Beanie Baby of bakeries. It's crazy.
So the owner, Kat Cox, she is a self-taught baker. She's super passionate about what she does, but this has a really unique story. This started off as a bread club.
Really?
Dude.
A bread club.
So the way I understand it, it was basically once a month, like a Facebook thing.
Yeah.
I'm baking this kind of bread, who's in, and then you get your bread at the end of the month or whatever.
Yeah.
And that became so popular, it became a weekly bread club.
Oh.
And then she got her commercial equipment and went full scale with this. Yeah. Yes. But she sources all of her ingredients locally, and it's not just Oklahoma.
Right.
But I still love the idea. So she's supporting local farmers from Oklahoma, Arkansas, Kansas, Missouri, Texas, this region of the country, to get these amazing ingredients for her bread or for her baked goods.
Baked goods, yeah.
She's really going out of her way to kind of foster the local economy, to kind of shine a light on ecological sustainability.
Right, and probably one of the reality, it's a very unexpected, I'm not saying it, I just don't know that I've ever heard of someone bridging communities with baked goods. Now, don't get me wrong, I'll break bread with anyone, but what kind of her mission is to kind of bring communities from all over
Yeah, like farmers, millers, bakers. Yeah.
Yeah.
And she does it in a really kind of unique way.
Right.
But they also do workshops, and some of their past workshops have done things like making sourdough pizza bread or pizza crust, teas and scones, seasonal pies, seasonal galettes.
I can get behind a workshop where I get to eat my what's the word I'm looking for? I get to eat my creation. I don't like birdhouse. I can't eat a birdhouse. I don't want to go learn how to be a cobbler. I want to learn how to make a cobbler.
Yeah. So as far as the dining experience goes, they have a very small dining area. Most people are grab and go. Most people just get up to the counter, get what they want, and they're out the door. But the menu is it's always changing. So there's always something new every time you go. The bread is fermented in a 3-day process. They don't use commercial yeast. It's made with 100% stone ground whole wheat. Dude, you can taste the blood, sweat, and tears.
Hopefully not.
Well, especially if you order like the blood, sweat, and tears pie or whatever.
Right.
Yeah, but as far as the products that you can find regularly there, sourdough bros, man. What is wrong with my face?
I don't know.
Sourdough bread, whole wheat baguettes, pumpkin loaves, polenta loaves, cocoa, cranberry, and rye porridge loaf.
Porridge is a real thing. I was 46 years old. I thought only the bears and Goldilocks ate porridge. I had no idea. I'm not cultured enough, but I'm cultured enough to like a variety of different carbs. I'm willing to try porridge leaf.
So we're looking at the items that they serve on a regular basis.
Gosh.
Every piece of bread that comes out of this bakery looks like artwork.
Yeah. How do you feel about scones? Honestly. I love them. I love a good blueberry scone.
I like a good scone, but most of the time you don't find a good scone.
Yeah, you don't find good scones very often.
You find like a briquette.
A briquette?
That is...
A braguette. Yeah.
So normally I'm not a fan.
Yeah, but the Country Bird Bakery scones. Whoa.
But again, like I said, this is a unique situation. So they're only open until they run out of food.
We say it all the time. Now, granted, it's usually in the realm of barbecue.
Mm-hmm.
We rarely get to do a show or any content that doesn't have barbecue involved in it somewhere. It's refreshing that it's not a bread factory. It's not like Panera Bread.
It is, but there's also another weird aspect of the Country Bird Bakery.
What?
They are literally only open on Saturdays.
Oh, that's why it's
9 a.m. to 1 p.m. or until they run out of baked goods.
That is a testament to how good you are, in my opinion. That you don't need to be open any longer than that. Create the demand, limit the availability, and see what happens.
Dude, I don't know what she does with the other 6 days of the week. Maybe she's a full-time firefighter. I honestly don't know. But if you're looking for something to surprise you, if you're looking for a surprising activity, check this place out. They're on South 3rd Street in Tulsa, Oklahoma. Their website is countrybirdbakery.com.
I want to take this time to launch my own website, BrettLovesTulsa.org.
I'm gonna have to make sure that the next few weeks we don't cover a
Did I say Brett or bread? Because now I'm thinking bread.
It could be both, yeah.
I'm going to change my first name to Bread Manzer. Okay?
Well, coming up after the break, Travel OK for free from Travel OK.
What's the catch?
I'm Raven Rollins, and this is my Southern True Crime podcast where I discuss cases from my former hometown. Ada, Oklahoma paints itself as an average community, but its history of murder and corruption runs deeper than any story has ever told. You'll hear plenty of special guests, including authors and experts in their fields, who visit with me on each episode, as well as other cases in the southern states. With notorious and unknown cases alike, Every victim sees the light on my show. This is Sirens, a true crime podcast.
No, I like a good contest. I like a good sweepstakes. I never win. I'm one of those people that I get into a contest of maybe not skill. My skills are limited, but you know what I mean? I just want to win. I don't necessarily care what. I've been known to give the prize away if I win. But Travel OK gives me a shot at a trip to Alva and pays for all of it. It's mine, baby.
Yeah. So this is from the Travel OK website. There is a contest for a free trip to Alva, Oklahoma. You don't have to do much to win this contest. You literally just got to go to the website, travelok.com/contests, and fill out your information. The lucky winner will receive a 2-night cabin stay at Salt Plains State Park.
Hey.
Salt Plains State Park has got to be one of the most unique state parks.
It has to be.
They've got bird watching, hiking, canoe or kayak in the lake. They've got that crystal dig area.
Yep.
But on top of that, you also get a cave tour for a family of 4 at Alabaster Cavern State Park.
I have never been to Alabaster Caverns. I have seen pictures.
Yeah.
The one thing I do like about this, and maybe I'm jumping ahead, is they're giving you a shot at a trip to go dig for crystals, and it's not in the middle of summer. Anybody that's ever been tells you wear your grubbies and don't go in the summertime. It's still going to be relatively cool.
Yeah.
Alva's a cool place, man.
It really is. On top of that, though, you also get tickets to the Cherokee Strip Museum.
Mm-hmm.
You get 4 tickets to Brat's Menagerie.
They've been featured on our show.
Yes, they have. You get $250 in chamber bucks to be spent in Alva for shopping.
I could do some damage with $250. Find me in an antique store.
You also get a $75 gift card to the Bull Smokehouse and Saloon, a $75 gift card to the Vanilla Bean, $50 gift card to Cookies Bowl.
Jimmy.
And
that's a Jimmy Christmas.
And you get coupons to the Rialto Cinema and Holder Drug.
So we're already looking at seeing, I mean, close to $500 to 500 smackaroos to spend in Alva.
Right.
And a place to chill.
And a chance to experience a different part of the state, or if you're from out of state, a chance for you to experience some real Oklahoma experiences.
Right. We're not just cowboys and, belt buckles. Okay.
There was I was watching a video the other day. It was some guy in Oklahoma, or some guy from Oklahoma.
Yeah.
And he was quoting, it was one of Will Rogers. He was quoting Will Rogers in as an explanation for what Oklahoma is.
Right.
And he was talking about Will Rogers, and he said, the guy, he never met a man he didn't like. And everybody was like, what are you talking about? He's like, well, he was one of the most famous Oklahomans.
Right.
And he's like they have an airport named after him, and the people who were talking to him said something along the lines of, so you had a guy that used to work at an airport that liked everybody, and he's like your mascot for the state?
Right.
No, he didn't work at some old TSA agent named Will Rogers.
Yeah, that's so funny. Yeah, there's a ton of, I think there's probably, if there's not a book, there ought to be a book of just Will Rogers-isms. I mean, he was a writer, but he's had some funny,
he churned out some great lines.
Some great lines.
And he gets ripped off on a regular basis. People attribute things that he said to other people all the time.
Yeah, for sure.
But anyway, back to the subject at hand. If you are interested in a trip to Alva, Oklahoma on the state of Oklahoma's dime, check out the website travelok.com/contests.
Here lately we've been generating a lot of buzz, and I think we owe a debt of gratitude to Reba McEntire for that.
Yeah, we did post about Reba's performance at the Super Bowl.
And it has been a polarizing journey since Sunday.
So the thing that I like when we
strike gold like that?
Well, I don't know that it's striking gold. The activity on Facebook,
it's wonky. Yeah,
it doesn't really impact us on a daily. But it's funny how something as innocuous as saying, what did you think of Reba's performance? And you giving your opinion that it was mid was either the worst thing that anybody's ever said in the history of the internet, or the polar opposite. How can you say it was mid when, and they...
Well, and the thing about it is, one thing you have to kind of, especially when we have to be, when we post something, and this is something we agreed on eons ago, we've got to be Switzerland. So I'm not going to argue back and forth with them as to why I think I'm right. That's kind of why I was like mid or...
Yeah.
But art, what I've learned, it's specifically with posts such as these, like I said, all local biases aside. And I think it's really hard for people to not go,
she's one of us.
She's one of us. We got to support her, by golly.
Yeah.
But art is subjective. Music is subjective. If we've learned anything doing the show, if we've learned anything at all, you're going to have... I just have to try not to take it personally.
I just think it's funny.
It is funny. It really is funny.
That the whole entire statement was, how do you think she did? I didn't think she did great. That was the whole statement.
Yeah.
There's literally 19,000 reactions.
Isn't that's insane?
And over 6,000 comments.
6,000.
6,000 people were so offended by what you said that they had to call you a jerk on the internet.
I'm all for local. That's what we do. Do I think she did better than Whitney Houston? No. Well, she doesn't.
That's not a fair comparison, though.
It's really not. Well, if part of singing the national anthem's not singing up and down and doing all this fancy stuff. You're singing. Would you expect Reba to try to do the same thing? No, that's not what her strength is. Her strength is twang. She's a country artist.
Yeah,
Whitney's made a bajillion dollars going, you know what I mean? So you can't compare the two. You really can't. You can't say it's Whitney Houston, that Reba supported America because of the way she sang it, and Whitney only cared about herself because of the way she sang.
Yeah, again, I'm indifferent to the topic.
Whitney did it in one take, by the way. I'm just saying. First take, that's it.
And again, I think this is one of those situations where it's obvious that Brett likes drama, whereas Harley doesn't really care for the drama.
You don't care about it, right. You're staying out of it.
I'm here for the travel in the state of Oklahoma.
Reba McEntire, Oklahoma. We traveled to Atoka, home of... No, she's not from there, but...
Home of Reba's place?
Home of Reba's place. So, yeah, it's in the realm. I didn't expect it to go viral. And it's gone viral.
I don't care that it went viral. I do care that you somehow found a way to offend 18,000 people.
I think there's some that agree with me in there.
No, I don't think so. I read the 63,000 comments or whatever.
Can you believe it? It's insanity.
And nobody agrees.
We've had some posts that have went bonkers, but not that many comments.
Yeah, that's one of those ones where literally 1 million people have seen what you post. Literally 1 million people saw that Brett Manzer dissed Reba McEntire on the internet.
You know what, though? I bet Reba's seen it. You ever think about that? Who sees it and doesn't say anything? It's got to get back to her.
I just need to make sure when I go to Reba's place to have food, that she doesn't think that I'm you. I don't want spit in my food. No. I don't think Reba would do that.
One of us sounds like Owen Wilson. I haven't decided yet who it is. Come on, Harley.
But you don't sound like Owen Wilson when you do that.
That's true. I don't know
who you sound like.
Well, I'll tell you what. If you have anything to say to us, it's simple. You can do what Julie did. Julie Adams from Oklahoma City reached out to us. In fact, asked for a suggestion. And because we don't get alerted to Facebook, we kind of missed the boat. Her birthday was Wednesday. She was looking for a place to get some grits. After shooting the shit back and forth, I said Season Cafe. She did, in fact, she has been to Season Cafe. Because of why? Because of you and I.
Right.
We have good suggestions. Okay? She liked Season Cafe.
Mm-hmm.
We have some good suggestions, even though it doesn't have anything to do with music. Our opinions on music Clearly, we're out of our element. But clearly, our opinions are only acknowledged when they involve fry sauce, the air show, Reba McEntire, a clown from the fair in 1990. What was the other one? Oh, and when we got damn near got canceled for
posting Twister
pics.
Yeah.
But anyway, if you want to do what Julie did, it's simple.
The best way.
Email
us.
Yes, that's a thing still, people.
OnlyinOKShow@gmail.com. It gets right to us.
We're not on X.
We are on X.
We are?
We're on Twitter.
Oh.
And we're on Facebook. And
we're on all of them.
We're on Rumble and
everywhere.
Odyssey. But if you want us to see your message, the best way to do it, OnlyinOKShow@gmail.com. Well, this has been the Only in OK Show. I'm Harley.
And I'm Brett.
And we're out of here.
Peace.
You gotta make money to spend money. Yeah, you do. Is it up?
Is what up? Your mom, your mother, Brat's Menagerie. We did a show on Brat's Menagerie. Bull Smokehouse, Vanilla Bean, Cookie Bowl, coupons to the Rialto. So I'll tell you a story about Rialto. You know, George that came to the movie with us, he used to work at the Rialto. It's a family-owned and operated theater. He used to work there. He used to have a video store that was attached to it. The lucky winner will receive 2-night cabin stay at Salt Plains State Park, Oklahoma's most unique state park. Bird watching and hiking along the trails. Canoe or kayak around the lake. There's a selenite crystal dig area. Cave tour for the family of 4 at Alabaster Cabin State Park. Like when I do that? You did when I was like, boneless ribeye, 29 cents a pound, when I did that thing for radio school. Remember that? You're like, dude, you sound just like the guy in Homeland.
Yeah, that doesn't mean
9 years later
that I want you to do it on my show.
Harley's bullshit, 72 cents a pound. Why 72 cents a pound? Because it's not quite $1 and it's less than 75 cents. Actually, Harley's bullshit 2 cents a pound. Because he always has to have his 2 cents. 3, 2, 1.